Alright, so this is another video that I'm shooting. We're in the woods. Pretty much this is the like a stair stepping hill. There's like 125 steps, but there's a acreage all around here where you can bring horses and such. So it's really nice. I plan on spending a lot of time out here during the summer, and we'll see how bad the bugs get. But so as you can see, I'm kind of on a decline here. I have the computer on a tree, like a dead tree, and I mean it's pretty neat. I thought this might be a nice place to do my video. So starting off the video, I would have liked to like come out here, sit, meditate, kind of still my mind, get myself equalized, harmonized in the environment, but I didn't do that. I figured I could just do it as we shoot. Waking up this morning, it's a Saturday, I was able to sleep in, so I was a little more rested, which is always good. Good for speaking, just feeling normal and happy. But don't mind me, I'm still a little sick, getting over it from what I can, the best I can. The wind's blowing a little bit, so these are going to be pretty long. I'm going to put them into parts, and I know nobody's probably going to watch these. Maybe a few, but it's more for me to crystallize myself in communication, to talk about the things that I'm interested in, to put them in like a teach format or a communication format, to crystallize the energy up into my Blu-ray, and maybe better my silver. Silver begins at your mouth, the end of communication, up all the way into the third eye. And silver deals with sight, with perspective of truth, basically, and this helps me to know myself as well, to experience sides of myself that I'm not so aware of, and then seeing myself do it in third person really helps me to just view myself from the outside. I don't communicate enough with deeper thoughts like this, per what I think is healthy for a human being, for their soul and for their development as a person and emotionally these days with technology and working so much. And most people just aren't interested in this. So I think if I was born on another planet, which I probably was at a different time, and I'm sure we did this all the time, and this is, that's where my interest has come from. Of course, I could do it with my wife, Ashley, and that's great. But we typically, we know we're on the same page on everything. So it's kind of like just saying the same thing to myself. It's like if I'm talking to myself, but at least here, I'm putting them in a format that at least it's out there for somebody who might view it, who might learn from it, and might broaden their horizon a bit. But like I was saying, I would have liked to come out here and still myself electromagnetically, my system, my torus field, before I'd speak. That way I'd be in greater peace, in the moment. But I thought that I would just be honest with where I am at the moment and not try to deceive or to control myself to be something, communicate something that I'm not at the moment. A sort of falsity, a veil between what is true and what is what I'm trying to control your mind to think of me. I don't want to do that. That separates me from the light, from the Creator's light, which is all around us. In my last video, I rushed a little bit, I think, and I didn't stay in the moment. I didn't make it I didn't keep it grounded, which I want to do here. I wanted to make this video more about the chakra system, the energy system, the soul, the blueprint of life itself, of all living creatures, and it's what's called the torus field. And I know I described this before, and I've said it on Facebook, but the sun has it, the Milky Way black hole in the center of our galaxy has it. Every center of every galaxy has this torus field. It's a flow of magnetic electric information that is it feeds back onto itself and collapses onto itself, as well as spirals in its process. And every fractal, every level of piece of the hologram has this fractal. So these bugs that I'm swiping at have it, and the dogs that people are walking with their dogs here have it. The birds who are singing have it, and it's why it's why crystals form, which I've talked about before, but it's why snowflakes, why they form the way that they do. It's just in the midair, but they always form the same, and they're crystals basically. They're ice crystals, which means that they're positive and negative components that have been structured in a way of strength in a regularized fashion, and it comes from the structure of space-time itself, of electromagnetism itself, and that's why quartz form the way that they do. And that's why it's why organisms have formed the way that they do. It's why in the process of evolution we've gone down a path where, despite all odds, DNA, amino acids, DNA practically fell together, and instructions, perfect biological instructions for the magnificent creatures we are to function. We're basically biological instructions, biological computers, and it's a design to house life, to house the consciousness of the One Himself within us. And based off of that, the field of consciousness, which is electromagnetism from the sun, from Milky Way black holes, to superclusters, all the way back to the very origin of the universe itself, which is a humongous, powerful, magnetically electricity and with heat and light itself. And that is the creator. That's the hub of all the energy itself, and it fractals out to us, and we house that will, that consciousness, as it goes into the torus field of the earth, as it then goes into the torus field of us, and through the heart and through the mind, through the nervous system that's more complex than we can understand. We house life, and we use that energy, and that energy itself is what keeps atoms together, molecules to bond. It holds together the structure of everything. These forces do that, and that's, our bodies are an instrument for that. And so, just like a musical instrument, they can play a song, and they do play a song, and that's the individual. That's each person. They have their own song. And it's based upon a lot of different things. Individual biases, perspectives, things that they identify and believe as true. Energies, basically creations, choices that have a momentum within your own toroidal field, the soul, the spirit, the mind, in those bodies, the spiritual bodies. It's like information, and information can be coded within electricity and magnetism itself. So there's information from faraway galaxies, faraway suns, and planets and life forms elsewhere that feed into the interconnectedness of the web. And these small little bits, these little bits of information, these parcels, these packets of information can travel along filaments, plasma filaments, that span light years and light years of distance.